In today's fast-paced and ever-changing world, the pursuit of inner peace and personal growth has become more crucial than ever. Ancient philosophies offer timeless wisdom that can guide us through the challenges and uncertainties of modern life. In this video, we'll delve into the key principles of Stoicism and explore how they can empower us to navigate the complexities of the modern world. Over 2,000 years ago, some important writings were created by influential figures in ancient Rome. These include the private diaries of a great emperor, the personal letters of a renowned playwright and wise power broker, and the lectures of a former slave who became a respected teacher. Surprisingly, these documents have survived to this day and contain profound wisdom. Together, they form the foundation of a philosophy called Stoicism, which was once widely practiced in the Western world. Stoicism was followed by people from all walks of life, rich or poor, powerful or struggling, as they sought to live a good life. The ancient Stoics themselves were highly accomplished individuals. Marcus Aurelius, for example, was an emperor. Epictetus was a former slave-turned-lecturer, and Seneca was a famous playwright and political advisor. So, what did these remarkable individuals and many others see in Stoicism that others overlooked? They discovered that Stoicism offered valuable strength, wisdom, and endurance to face life's challenges. So, how did Stoicism begin? In the year 304 BC, there was a man named Zeno who worked as a merchant. Unfortunately, he experienced a terrible incident when his ship sank during a trading journey, causing him to lose almost everything he had. Stranded and in need of a fresh start, Zeno made his way to Athens, a city famous for its intellectual pursuits. In Athens, Zeno had the fortune of meeting two philosophers who profoundly impacted his life. The first was Crates, a philosopher who followed the teachings of a Cynic school. The second was Stilpo, a philosopher from the Megarian school. Through their guidance and teachings, Zeno's perspective on life began to change. Zeno humorously remarked that his shipwreck had led him to a prosperous journey because it was through this unfortunate event that he discovered philosophy. Inspired by his newfound understanding and eager to share his insights with others, Zeno gathered his followers in a place called the Stoic, or the Painted Porch. This location, constructed in the 5th century BC, still bears remnants today, even after 2,500 years. Zeno's followers were initially referred to as Zenonians in honor of their founder. However, it is noteworthy that Zeno himself did not seek personal recognition or fame. Unlike many other philosophical schools or religious movements, Zeno's humility prevented him from attaching his name to the school or he established. Instead, the philosophy became known as Stoicism, named after the Stoic, where Zeno and his disciples gathered for meaningful discussions. In simple terms, Zeno, a merchant who suffered a shipwreck, discovered philosophy in Athens through encounters with two intellectual philosophers. He then founded a school of thought known as Stoicism, which gathered at a place called the Painted Porch. Although his followers were initially called Zenonians, Zeno's humility prevented him from associating his name with the philosophy, and it became known as Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius, who became known as an emperor, was not just a learned individual who possessed knowledge of philosophical concepts. Historians such as Herodian and Cassius Dio praised him for his impeccable character, temperate lifestyle, and exceptional rule. Born on April 26, 121, Marcus Aurelius had an unexpected journey to the throne. The Emperor Hadrian, who recognized his potential, took a particular interest in him and even gave him the nickname Versimus, which played on his name Verus, meaning the truest one. Hadrian saw something special in Marcus, although the exact reason is not clear. By Marcus's 17th birthday, Hadrian had already begun planning an extraordinary future for him. On February 25, 138, Hadrian adopted a 51-year-old man named Antonius Pius with the condition that he, in turn, would adopt Marcus Aurelius. Initially, it was expected that Marcus would ascend to power in about 5 years. However, Antoninus lived and ruled for 23 years. It was only after Antoninus' death in 161 that Marcus finally became the emperor of Roman Empire. He ruled for nearly 2 decades until his passing in 180. Marcus faced numerous challenges during his reign, including wars, threats from barbarian tribes, the rise of Christianity, and a devastating plague that claimed many lives. Renowned historian Edward Gibbon described Marcus Aurelius, the last of the 5 good emperors, as a ruler who governed the Roman Empire with absolute power, guided by wisdom and virtue. This emphasis on wisdom and virtue distinguished Marcus from many other leaders of his time and throughout history. His personal journal, known as Meditations, offers insights into the thoughts of the most powerful man in the world. In it, Marcus admonishes himself to become more virtuous, just, resistant to temptation, and wiser. For Marcus, Stoicism provided a valuable framework for coping with the pressures and challenges he faced as the leader of one of the most formidable empires in human history. Courage, temperance, justice, and wisdom are the fundamental values in Stoic philosophy. According to Marcus Aurelius, if you ever come across something superior to these virtues, justice, truth, self-control, and courage, it would be truly remarkable. Although almost 2 millennia have passed since he expressed these words, we have made significant advancements in various fields, such as technology and medicine. Yet, have we discovered anything better than these core values? In simple terms, courage, temperance, justice, and wisdom remain the cornerstone values in Stoic philosophy. Marcus Aurelius believed that there is nothing better than embodying these virtues, and despite the progress we have made as a society, we have not discovered anything that surpasses their importance. These 4 virtues guide us in responding to life's challenges and shape our character in a meaningful way. According to the Greek Stoic philosopher Epictetus, there are things that we have control over and things that we do not. What falls within our control are our desires, judgments, and the thoughts that pass through our minds. On the other hand, there are external factors that we have no absolute control over, such as the weather, getting sick, how others react to us, or our reputation. This distinction should guide us to focus our attention on our thoughts and actions, specifically on our intentions and efforts. Everything else is subject to the natural course of events and the law of cause and effect, beyond our complete control. It is essential for our minds to align with this reality, recognizing that there are factors outside of our will. By doing so, we can live with serenity and without feeling frustrated. Stoicism follows virtue ethics, which means that the goodness of an action is determined by the goodness of our intentions behind it. For example, helping a sick friend is considered a good action if our genuine concern is for their well-being. Conversely, if we only try to appear good in order to secure an inheritance, that is seen as a bad, dishonest, and selfish action. It is therefore crucial to be aware of our motives and reasons for our actions and to adjust them in accordance with virtue. The Stoics consider the practice of meditating on death, known as memento mori, to be highly valuable. Regularly contemplating our own mortality and the deaths of others enables us to fear death less, appreciate the present moment, and gain freedom. According to the Stoics, death is seen as an open door that we can choose to take if life becomes excessively challenging, marked by insurmountable problems that we deem unbearable. However, this choice must be made with reason rather than driven by impulsive emotions. Being afraid of this door diminishes our freedom, while acknowledging that it is always an option allows us to cultivate serenity. Many of our troubles arise from our imagination. We suffer by dwelling of the past, filled with regrets, or by anxiously anticipating the future. Yet, what is actually happening in the present, here and now? Nothing is happening. Everything occurs within our own minds. Living in the present means paying full attention to ourselves, our thoughts, and our feelings. It does not mean completely disregarding the past or the future, but rather establishing a peaceful relationship with them. By recognizing that we always live in the present moment and that our thoughts about the past or the future are within our control, we can attain tranquility. According to the Stoics, we all have roles to fulfill in life. Being aware of these roles helps us navigate through life more effectively. For instance, Emperor Marcus Aurelius reluctantly accepted the role of emperor bestowed upon him by life. Despite his initial reluctance, he embraced his mission and endeavored to embody his role to the best of his abilities. In the excerpt, Epictetus reminds us that as human beings, our fundamental role is to be reasonable and social. Additionally, we each have unique inclinations and talents that shape our particular roles. Some individuals are naturally inclined towards the sciences, literature, sports, and so on. The key is to embrace and embody these roles while striving to be virtuous, courageous, just, thoughtful, and moderate. One can be an emperor philosopher, a good emperor, a sportsman philosopher, a good sportsman, a scientist philosopher, a good scientist, and so forth. The Stoics emphasize that our own interests are intertwined with the interests of others, and understanding this is at the core of the virtue of justice. Every action we take should be beneficial in some way to others. Engaging in philosophy, which involves improving our character to become wise individuals who inspire and assist others, is considered the most useful endeavor. This quote from Marcus Aurelius demonstrates that Stoicism is far from being a selfish philosophy of life. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.